So now in the last lecture, we learned about JSX and how it looks like under the hood, and why we therefore could add all these React imports to all these files which hold JSX code. Speaking of the files, let's talk about organizing them. Here, we only got a couple of components, and therefore we can store them like this. But as your project grows, and as you have more and more components, you might want to organize them into subfolders and not just throw them all into one components folder. And indeed, that is something we can already get started with. Here, we could argue that we have some general UI components, some general user interface elements which are not tied to a specific feature of the app. And then we got some feature-specific components, like these components which are dealing with rendering expenses and expense data. And therefore, in the components subfolder, we could create an expenses subfolder and next to that, a UI subfolder for general user interface elements. And we could move the card files into the UI folder and the expenses, expense item, and expense date files into the expenses folder. Now you just want to make sure that you update all your imports. Like in expenses.js, where we import card, we now first of all need to go up one level with 2 dots and then a slash, and then dive into the UI folder and import card, the card file. We need to go up one level because expenses is now in the expenses folder, and we need to get out of that folder into the next folder above it to then dive into the UI folder, which is a sibling folder to expenses, to the expenses folder, I mean. We don't need to update the other imports because these files are still in the same folder as expenses.js. For expense item, we also need to update the card import though. Go up one level, dive into the UI folder, and then import card. And in app.js, we no longer import expenses from components expenses. Instead, we dive into components, then into the expenses folder, and there it's the expenses file which we want to import from. So now we can adjust these imports, and if you did that, this again all works if you load it. And we're really just doing this to organize our files and to keep our components organized and to make sure that they're not all in one big folder. Ultimately, it's up to you how you want to organize them, and of course you should just organize them such that you and any team members you might be working with are comfortable working with these files. That's the most important thing which matters.